what do you do next? What do you do with the film? Then I know you got a couple projects you're working on, and I know everyone's asking you about the next film, which maybe you don't want to hear that question, but what is next?
Well, I want to write a children's series at some point, and so if this is the moment, maybe I'll do that. I'll have to look into that. A children's series that becomes something that we film and we put out there, and it's a lot of it. It has to do with kids learning the stuff we were just talking about, of just really the potential of their own body and healing power of nature and all of that, but wrap it in these really exciting adventures. That's something I've been wanting to do for the last several years. So I might start doing something like that. I would love to think that Plandemic 3, The Great Awakening, is the last one. I didn't know there would be number 2. But we're just kind of answering the call, and it's kind of an organic process. And so I would love to think we don't have to do another one. That'd be fantastic. I'd love to move on to something else. But if the calling arrives, that there's, I'm really concerned about the way that climate change narrative has been distorted and the way it's going to be used as kind of the final nail in the coffin of our liberty. I'm really concerned about that. I know more about environmentalism than I'll ever know about vaccines. I was an environmental activist. That's what got me into the whole world and following Bernie and all of that. I was on the front line shutting down banks with Jane Fonda. I was pretty radical. And I now have seen past that. I now understand that is part of the agenda to weaken America, to turn everyone against our natural resources, and to convince everyone that there's a real moral need to allow the government to tell us how many miles we can drive a month. This is all coming. What kind of car we can drive, what kind of stoves we can have, on down the line, total control of what we do. And all of that is just to gradually herd us into what China is now experiencing, which is total control. Here's a piece of information from the Cato Institute that I don't know that you've heard, but a survey was just done of Gen Z. 1/3 of Gen Z feels that having cameras, surveillance cameras in homes is a good thing. Now, of course, this question was posed to them through the lens of, if it were to help, like domestic abuse, for people to be aware of what happens to battered women in their privacy of their homes, that's the way they get us to comply with all this stuff. It's always wrapped in some kind of benevolent cause. Like if we could save the environment, would you allow us to tell you what kind of car to drive and how many miles you could drive a month? Well, of course. I mean, it's death or a little control, sure. And that's the game that's played. And so I'm very concerned about the climate narrative and the way that it has been co-opted and distorted and exaggerated. There's some real environmental issues. It's taken our eye off the ball. And it's very curious that they stopped using the word pollution. And the reason for that is real simple, because we could take the money that we send to the Ukraine and we could solve all of our pollution tomorrow. We know how to solve the pollution of our soil, of our air, our water, our oceans, all of it. We have the technology. But they don't want to solve the problems. That's the issue. And so they have to create an invisible boogeyman that only politicians can slay, called climate change. Well, it used to be called global warming until it started to cool down, and that's a whole other story. So I'm concerned about that, Brian, and I may have to respond to that because it's about to get out of hand. The fires in Canada, all this stuff is to activate this narrative that is ultimately leading two generations of people to not have children and to not know the gift of being a part of a family. And when you lose that, family is so important. It is part of our nature. When you have no family, which COVID was really effective at destroying a lot of family connections, but when you don't have a family of your own, like the most fierce people I know that I'm on the front line with right now, they're parents. They're parents. Because they know that they might have 30 years left on this planet, but their children have 70. And they want to make sure they leave them with something, and they don't leave them in a world that is just dangerous and negative. So that's that's as close as I can get to an answer of what I might do next. Otherwise, there's quite a few offers that have come our way, and I'm taking meetings starting tomorrow to look into them. There might be something that appeals to me. But the beautiful thing is that we're in a position now to be able to tell any story we want to tell, and to have the support of a global community that makes sure that people see it. And I just can't express my gratitude in words to the people for being so supportive of our work, because truly in this age of censorship, without the people, nobody would have seen any of my movies. And without the help of the mainstream media telling people not to see them too, I always have to thank them.
Yes, you do. I mean, people all know that because of maybe them trying for people not to see it, really powerful work that you put out. So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I'm just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's of course been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just in overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you gotta pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.